Welcome to Mystics Spilling the Tea.
I'm Ashwani, Southern Fried Psychics.
I'm Leslie Hall, the Purple Rose Psychic.
And I'm Nikel with Rising Digital.
And we are the
Mystics
Mystics
Spilling
Spilling
the
the
Tea.
Tea. Today's topic comes to us from one of our
Dedicated listeners.
And the topic is, how do you recharge after doing a lot of readings at fairs and things? So let's chat about that.
Yeah. So for me, I know this last one. I know what doesn't work, and then I'll tell you what does work. Or we'll share what
So
does
where were
work.
you at the last fair?
This was Grapevine Wellness Expo. You were there as well. And Nikel stopped in and
The
she came and
Grapevine
saw us
Wellness
as well.
Expo.
It was very busy. It was extremely busy.
It
that
was
day.
especially Saturday. Saturday, my gosh. I mean, I
was
don't know if we were
crazy.
coming or going. It was so busy.
I think I did over 16 readings just that one day.
Mhm.
Wow.
And some of them were 30-minute readings.
What's
Mhm.
the most readings you've done in a day?
Probably that. I think
16?
Probably.
probably, yeah. Because
That's a lot.
with them
It is a
being
lot.
double, that's really starts, because 30 minutes is a long time for a reading
Mhm.
Yeah.
sometimes. And so that starts really getting into, you're just reading and reading and reading.
Wow.
Because you're kind of in the zone too. Like, that's what a lot of people don't know unless they're actually doing this work, is when you get in the zone, you can stay in the zone.
Mhm.
You know, it's just like almost putting blinders on, but your crown is fully open to receive that information, to receive that knowledge, or pulling from all your abilities like knowledge, clairsentience, and clairaudient and claircognizance are some of my top ones, but I have all the clairs, same as Leslie.
So when you're doing that, and the very first one, I have to meditate a little bit longer because I go to the white light to get my information. That's where I start off and everything. And so that very first one takes me a little bit longer to meditate. But after that, it's like it's almost instantly connected.
Yeah. I do mine in the car before I get there, and then I go to the galaxy. So, which is full of white light, but mine's just a little bit different. There's a lot of more gold light in mine because of the galaxy and the
Yeah.
stars.
Mine's more white. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You've seen me do
Pretty
it.
cool.
I've seen you.
Yeah, she's like, she's like watched me meditate a little bit, and then she goes, "Where did you just go?"
Yeah, it was crazy. That was cool, though. We were in a La Madeleine.
You
know.
The best chicken Caesar.
Yeah. And then was that where you did it the first time? Oh, yeah, because I asked you a question, and you were like, hold on, let me see. And she did her little thing, and she got, like, really in it. And then I could, like, physically see that she was, like, in another place. And I was like, holy, because then she opened her eyes and was like, okay, I got it. And I was like, what? Where did
Yeah.
you go? It was so cool.
It's the beauty of channeling.
Yeah,
it was
because
awesome.
you actually it actually transforms my face. I don't know how to say. I feel like whenever I'm there, it's just like. But 16 readings is a lot in a day,
That's
and
a
it is a
lot,
lot
yeah.
of talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of answering questions. You had a lot of readings.
Mm-hmm. What didn't work was the restaurant after.
Yeah.
Too crowded, too noisy. It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
So we had such a busy day, and because we like to socialize too,
And decompress.
I don't know how many people were at our table. We went to
Oh, probably
Sparsa's.
16 at least.
It was a lot.
There was a lot
12,
of people.
16.
And then there
Yeah.
was a table behind us to the side of us that I think had 24. It was just in the noise in the restaurant was
Unbearable almost.
unbelievable.
And we don't drink, so
Mm-mm.
that's because
Yeah.
that's a lot of, what makes it
So
bearable
nice or
for
so-
people.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
you
Well,
can
and
just-
some of the psychics did drink, but I know
didn't
me and
drink.
Leslie, we don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I
same.
don't drink because I don't drink and drive. Period. The end.
I don't either. And it dumps down my
Period.
abilities.
The end. I don't care if it does anything else. I just don't do that. It's like period. The end. Not happening.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson there.
Didn't even learn a lesson. Just don't. Nothing. So
this little lady.
I know, but when you're in that situation, whenever you're trying to, you want to socialize with people, but
Yeah.
that was so loud that it was really it made it really uncomfortable for me to be there.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Same.
It's like because you're open to what's been going on and you still have this connection with you to
Add chaos at the end.
And then you're throwing in like it's almost like you're in the middle of a war zone. It felt very uncomfortable to me. I was just like, as a matter of fact, I think I stood up and told you, you better pay because I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm really truly leaving. You better hurry up and pay.
Yep.
So it's just really hard. I prefer whenever we have something like that, whenever I do like to meet up with a couple of people.
Yeah.
I don't mind meeting up. And I don't mind meeting up with a group of 12 or 16 as long as
If
it's
it's
someplace
quiet.
quiet. Because we couldn't even hear people at the other end of the table.
Yeah.
I could barely hear Sarah sitting right next to me. And she was right next to me.
Yeah.
So Sunday night, they also wanted to go out and,
She had to work early the next day.
yeah, but I also was like, no.
It wasn't as loud, but it was still too loud for my taste.
I mean, I really wanted to hang with y'all. It's
Yeah.
just that
Totally.
the night before was it actually stressed me out. I don't, so whenever I'm like through with readings, I really need to be in a quiet time. I didn't realize it was that important.
It is now.
Yeah, it is now until I did that. So
Yeah.
now I know.
Yeah.
So whenever I want to recharge, so usually when I'm done with the fair, like yesterday's fair, I go home. Sometimes I like to cook because in the kitchen, that to me is relaxing. It's like I'm in a zone of my own. No one comes into the kitchen when I'm cooking except for the dogs to see what's cooking. And I just cook and I'm in my own zone. But and then the other thing I like to do is I like to take a really long shower.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
nice.
the reason why I like the long showers because I talk to my guides in there.
Right.
I thank them for the day. I thank them for the information they gave me. I thank them for the clients that they brought me. And it's just a time for me to really unwind and thank them and just be grounding in that instance. And then after I take a shower, if it's summertime or it's nice enough, I then put on my PJs and I go outside and sit. And usually because it's nighttime. So I sit on the back porch for a little bit and just breathe in the air. And like I said, it's again being thankful for what I do, thankful for who I am, thankful for the day, and just watching the dogs playing, thankful that they're in my lives. And, you know, it's funny because now that it's winter, the last time I sat out on the back porch, the leaves were blowing in the tree branches, just the leaves that were still on. And it truly sounded like waves on the ocean kind of a thing. And so I was like, isn't that really cool if you just really listen to the different sounds? And so that's how I like to recharge is I really like some downtime. I like to be thankful and I like to, you know, have that and then go to bed, recharge.
And that makes sense too, the thankful part, because that's the highest frequency is gratitude.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? How do you recharge?
I usually thank my guides first and foremost. And in the car, I'll usually send everybody home. You know, sometimes I do it before I get in the car. But for me, like ideal would be meet up, quiet place, friends, decompress about the day. Because sometimes we like, you know, if you have a difficult client or you have something that really left you feeling incomplete when you sat with somebody, or if there's anything that's in your space that you really want to transmute or transform or not leave in your space, that's really great to be able to sit down with your colleagues, other people who do this for a living. You know, it is our livelihood of being of service to other people and what that's like, because when I don't get like the support and I go straight home, it's a little less full rounded for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a little, I'm feeling a little incomplete because I've done that before. I've gone where, you know, Pixie was really anxious because she's sometimes with me or, you know, something of that nature. I'm like, well, it really depends on her. Like yesterday, I knew I was not going to go to dinner with anybody and it was not going to stop anywhere after we were done because she threw up twice while we were doing readings yesterday. So she transmutes things as well. Plus, she's getting older and it's her health. She'll be 16 on the 21st. So, you know, I I knew I needed to come home. So it depends on me what's happening, what's going on. But if I'm around more colleagues, things like that, I definitely would like to spend time with them to decompress. But if I don't have that, then I want to go home. If it's the wintertime, I want to turn on my little fake fire that is pretty to me and feels good with the heater on because it was cold. Still is kind of chilly. And a lot of times I'll either grab a book or I might grab my journal and journal about it. Most of the time, I'm probably going to play some sort of sound so I can kind of reset. So if I'm not grabbing my drum, I'm grabbing a chime or I'm grabbing my tuning fork or a singing bowl, something of that nature, because I feel like I need something to kind of,
ground you a little bit.
yeah, kind of ground me in that way. Or worst case is I usually have my copper ball or I wear copper bracelets. I always have copper in and around me because that's my favorite metal to work with. Or pyrite sometimes can work as well, but it's very grounding. And I adore copper, but so it really depends on, I let my intuition kind of tell me what I need. But I love the whole shower thing, and I'll have to try that after because I do it before.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I do before I go
Yeah.
to clear myself, cleanse and clear and prepare the vessel.
So I like the shower. I always talk to my guides in the shower, as
I do
we all
too.
know, because my phone's not there, and it's
Yep.
totally like the
It's just you
water
and them.
and like I said, it's very it just seems very therapeutic for me to be able to meditate. I mean, I can meditate instantly in the shower, and I'm gone, and not even in the shower, and so it's really one of those things that's funny because this is going to sound really weird, but my mom, sometimes I feel her tapping my shoulder like, hey, it's time to get out of the shower.
Oh, that's so
And I
sweet.
literally can
love
feel her
that.
fingers touching my shoulder going, you need. The first time it happened, I have to say, turned around because I was like, who is in the shower? Really, who? And you know, because you're like, there's not much room behind me. Who's back there?
Yeah.
And then, but then when you realize that, you know, that no one's back there and you realize, oh, that was mom telling me it's time to get out of the shower, because I can get off meditating for a while and just be like,
See ya.
you know,
Yeah.
and then I come out and then, you know, it's like just one big steamy bathroom because I've been in there, you know, just
That sounds awesome.
hanging out, meditating, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I got to get out of the shower.
How many times have you actually felt a touch?
From my mom?
No, just in general, a touch from
Well, it
anyone
better be
beyond
my
the veil.
mom.
I
You
don't
mean
know.
like
It
in
better be some-
total or
Yeah, just
No.
like you felt spirits touch
all
you.
the time?
Touch
So,
you.
yeah.
all the time?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
when my mom,
See, I knew you felt and I knew saw. So you
Yeah.
see it in your third eye.
you can,
Well, sometimes, when I was Zinni's age, I literally saw them just like I'm seeing you.
Right.
Up until I was about 9, and it scared the bejeebus out of me because church taught me that was wrong. You're a little devil's child if you do that. It scared me.
Right.
And so my ability just transformed where I just see them more. It went from that to just a shadow. As I've done this work, now it's more like a Harry Potter moving portrait, or sometimes it's a black and white photo. And sometimes it's just more of like holographic. Those are usually the newly departed when they're not in full form.
Wow.
But not always. I have to use my discernment and figure that out.
So
It's
cool.
little detective work sometimes. But
Yeah.
so when my mom was, when I was taking care of my mom, sometimes I would sleep in the bed with her just to make sure that she wasn't getting up in the middle of the night because I didn't want her to fall. And so I could literally feel my dad sit on the edge of the bed. And sometimes you could feel him move your leg. So to feel
that's
to see
so
where your legs
sweet.
are so he didn't sit on them. Yeah, it was really,
That's
it was,
adorable.
yeah, it's really interesting.
Heart.
But
Well,
you can feel it sometimes. And, but I was going to ask you because sometimes when I do decompress, I do get another message for one of the people I've read for that day. And what's bad is if they don't put down their name and a phone number or an email, I can't get the message to them.
dang.
So that's a bummer because then you have
Yeah.
this message and you're like, oh,
No,
why
what
didn't
do
I
I
know
do?
this earlier? Why didn't I get this to? But it just didn't come to me.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. When you see spirits, Okay, so I've seen like one of my guides in full form, just
Yeah,
like you. I
which
mean,
I
just
love
like
this
you.
story.
And like I said, I woke up and I'm like, I'm wide awake, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm looking at him, and I go, "Hey, you do know I can see you, right?"
Which is awesome.
And I don't know if he was trying to see if I would be scared
Mm.
or what my reaction would be for them to be able to come in. And so then he just disappeared,
Which
was
makes it even funnier.
which is really like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't know, but now
Mhm.
you do,
Mhm.
kind of a thing. So it was one of those weird ones where you're like, yeah, because I'm just like, hey,
I
I'm
can see you,
sitting here.
dude.
I can see you. Did you know that? Did you miss me waking up? What's wrong with you?
So
think
there
it's a-
is like one time that I can like I know that I was touched
Mm.
by something beyond the veil, and it was the day that one of my friends had died. I feel like I always have these stories. Like every time it's like my friends are dying
all
all
your
over the
friends were
place.
dying,
But no,
man.
so this was an older man that worked with me, and something, it was actually really sad. He like broke his arm, but he went back to the hospital for something, and it was supposed to be like no big deal.
Mhm.
Went in the elevator and then like died on the way up, which you're like,
Mm.
damn, man. So
That's interesting.
That's-
Died in
yeah.
an elevator going up.
Yep.
and
very
your-
symbolic.
your
I love
spirit's gonna go
yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which so it caught us all off guard. He was like, what was that Clint Eastwood movie where he's like, well, it's like every movie where he's real gruff and he like doesn't like anybody.
Harry.
No, well, probably, but not
It
this
might have
one.
been like I always say every single time my GPS says take a
Oh.
right turn, I'll be like, right turn, Clyde. So any which way but loose, every which way but
no,
loose.
I know which one you're talking
What?
about. It's El Torino.
Yeah.
I was like, I know
Oh.
which one you're
Wait,
talking
but
about.
why
He's-
do you? Because
Because I know he's gripey and grumpy.
he's
and that'll-
gripey, but he at first starts to be friends or isn't friends with the girl.
with the children
The
next
children
door.
next door.
Yeah.
He's like, man,
Mm.
they're awful. But then, like, over time, he realizes and
He
they
warms
become
up.
friends and
'Cause
bleed.
they're Asian
Okay,
and he
so
has
exactly. It
some
was a similar
racism.
situation. He was
Mhm.
an older guy, like, what is this newbie trying to be a recruiter in aviation? You don't know things. And then was like really surprised, like, oh man, she's actually really good. Like, so we had a nice thing, and he was nice. And so anyway, when he died unexpectedly, I was really heartbroken. And so I went to my aunt and uncle's house that day. They let me leave early because I was really sad. And I went to sleep. And when I went to sleep, I did dream of him, like there was like a hole like into the galaxy basically, but it was just a wall like in the room I was in. And then he like looked at me and went through the wall. And I was like, whoa. But I remember feeling something touch my arm.
Mm.
And it felt like it was as if to say like you're okay or whatever.
I'm okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it was an electric feeling. Like it
Mhm.
felt, it had that frequency. And so I didn't know what it was, but it was enough to zap me.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my God, that can happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my story. That's
a
the only
lot
I
like
time.
love
what they
that.
feel like. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that for you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So recharging has so much in it that is kind of your own ritual. And so I
Yeah.
feel like everyone, and there is no right way or wrong way to do it. It all
Mhm.
depends on, and it also depends on the time of year. Because like I said, I like to sit outside. Well, when it's 18 degrees, I'm not sitting outside in my jammies
Oh,
with my hair
come.
wet. It's just not happening.
No.
But there are other things, that you can do. But I do think it is important, and we both said it, is thanking your guides
Mm-hmm.
and then taking some time for yourself. Whatever
I
that
love
time may
that.
be is what really is what you make it and what you need. But I never am going to suggest you go to a party
No.
after doing a lot of readings because you
Do.
can't really download all the information that you've been given.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're given a lot of information, and
In a short period of time.
we're given a lot of information from our clients that sometimes you're just shocked that they tell you.
Yep.
And then sometimes we give a lot of information that we're shocked we're giving.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a two-way street there. And so it's always interesting, but you do have to kind of decompress and kind of analyze. And like I said, the majority of the readings, I don't even remember. I have to admit, I don't remember.
Which
the
I don't
majority.
either.
Isn't that how it's supposed to be? Or that's what I've heard.
Each
Oh,
person is different. Like I know somebody who channels and she recalls every single thing that she's
Dang.
ever said out of her mouth. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in awe of you because I rarely remember anything, especially when somebody says, you remember that Reedy gave me 6 months ago? I'm
Oh my
like,
gosh.
no,
Yeah,
not at
that
all.
comes up a lot.
dang.
Like, what's your name? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and I'm like, even on an open gallery, they're like, "Do you remember you said this?" And I'm like,
Nope.
"Yeah, I actually do remember that word because I don't know how often I would ever use
Use
that
the word.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Yeah, I do remember I said that, but I don't even." So
Context
there are
That's so
things.
cool.
There are things that like stick with you just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're odd and like they're things that you wouldn't normally say, and so those things stick with you, and so. A lot of times, like I said, whenever I'm decompressing like that word came out of my mouth. Why did that word come out of my mouth? Well, I get that I was channeling or giving the message, but it's such an odd thing for me to say. So then it really
Yeah.
starts making you think, well, that was really spirit giving me that
Yes.
information. And
Mhm.
so it's interesting. So,
When I love like-minded too, because we always laugh, and laughter is some of the best medicine that actually does recharge you.
it's a higher
So,
vibration.
Yeah,
It is
totally.
a higher
I
vibration.
do love to laugh.
And I do love to laugh and everything. But
Mhm.
when it was
When it's
this
calmer.
was so chaotic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what the person even next to me was saying,
Mhm.
much less the other person on the other side of me or across the table.
Yep.
And so it was more of eating in silence and wishing I would get the heck out of there very quickly.
Yeah.
And if I could have twinkled my nose and made myself disappear, I would have gone. It would have been like Nikel's walking home.
I know.
'cause I'd be like,
Jeez.
I'm like, I'm leaving.
See ya, sister.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was too much. So find your routine, find whatever works for you. There is no one way that's right.
No, I would say find your magic mixture. So, because like if the world was ideal as far as the setting to decompress for me, I'm gonna tell you, I would probably be in a hot spring somewhere,
Ooh.
nice natural hot spring water,
That sounds so
drinking
nice.
something warm, probably stargazing, and hopefully have some friends next to me that were also gifted or in their abilities or whatever,
Oh, I love
Sounds
that.
so that we could
awesome.
share that time together, and then maybe curl up in front of a fire after you come in from the hot springs, sort of thing. That would be like me in a perfect world, because
sounds
as a water
incredible.
sign,
Yeah.
and water transmutes anything. So
Yeah.
maybe in a perfect world, when we do a gallery in Colorado, we can do a decompression in hot springs.
Or a
cool.
hot tub.
Or in Arkansas, right? They have
Yeah.
hot springs there.
Oh, well, there you go. I've not
Arkansas
been
has
there
some
yet.
Hot Springs.
Because I
We're
know
going to
we're doing Fort Smith.
and we're doing. I'm doing
and
Benton.
Benton.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, you're
Oh.
going to do Benton too. You
Oh,
just
am I?
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And we're referring to the Gypsy Soul Fair, everybody.
Oh,
Holistics.
Shanna's
Gypsy
organization.
Holistic Soul Fairs.
Gypsy Holistic Soul. I thought it was Gypsy Soul Holistic Soul Fair.
Ah,
Hold on, I'm
something
looking
like
it up.
that.
You're
But
looking-
anyhow,
okay, you look
please
it up.
check
Just
out
give a moment.
check out
Just
our
give-
events.
Gypsy
give
Soul,
Nicole
Shanna
one moment.
Tippett. Check
I
her
think
out.
it's Gypsy Holistic.
I love her events.
Gypsy Soul Holistic Fair.
Because
I
she
don't
makes
know.
us all gather, like, let's say we start at like 10:30
Yeah.
or whatever. She makes us all gather at like 9:45 to set the intention for the entire event, intentions for, your booths or your group or whatever.
loved that.
Does a little meditation. And sometimes there's some sound incorporated in there. So it sets the tone for it. I wish all of them did this, to be honest.
We do this with actually
Gypsy Soul Fair.
There we go.
the in Wimberley that
Hmm.
that practitioner also does a gathering and at the beginning and
That's
everything.
cool.
But the intentions that you set and everything and the decompressing and recharging,
Mm-hmm.
it's all within you
Oh,
to
yeah.
do. But one of the ones that I have loved is when we went to Oklahoma City.
That was so fun.
That was
And then
fun.
afterwards,
Yeah, I
we
liked
all
that.
went and ate dinner, but there was only 4 of us. So it was a more
Yes.
intimate setting. And it's amazing to me how good I have gotten at clearly putting a bubble around me and the people that I'm with,
Mhm.
because then I just feel like I'm with y'all and I don't hear all the extra
Right.
commotion because there was a group of cheerleaders a table away from us. There was like 6
Oh,
or
yeah,
8 of
that's
them.
right.
I don't know how many.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
might have
yeah.
been 10, but there was a
That's
lot
funny.
of them, and we were just. It was as if they weren't there.
Yeah,
That's
I think they
crazy.
were pretty respectful too, though.
I-
They seemed to be, as far as like, y'all remember when y'all were probably 16, 17. I bet you weren't quiet.
No one's.
I was
quiet at
just
16,
a wallflower.
Aw,
No, I wasn't.
we were. You know,
I was on the
so-
track team. I was definitely not a wallflower. when I
Yeah,
was with my
I'm
teammates.
joking, guys. You know
Yeah.
I wasn't a wallflower.
So, but that's what I'm saying is like it's all in how you do it. That intimate dinner to me was relaxing and everything, and so. And then when we went back to the hotel, I just decompressed
we
even
were
more.
cracking
so-
up, being so silly and tired. It was great.
We did. We did
Yeah.
a lot of
Leslie's
laughter.
hilarious when
She
she's
is.
tired.
She is.
She like suddenly is just
Not even
saying
when she's just
stuff.
tired. Just
Well,
period.
yeah, in general, but that is a different.
Yeah.
It's a different
It's
humor.
It's a different Leslie.
Yeah,
This
she's
is
like,
totally
"Am I
different."
right?" I don't know. It's silly.
She said spirit drunk.
"Yeah, exactly."
I do. I get really, but the best part about that whole trip was it was just a lot of fun. We
Yeah.
left here at like 6 in the morning.
It was an easy
Or
drive. We were
5:30.
It
there
was
before
like-
we knew it.
It was
5:30 in
Yeah.
the morning, and we made it to Oklahoma City. Did the fair.
Yep.
So. You know, I was really tired by
Yeah.
9:30 at night. I was like, "Oh, please let me get to bed."
I think I was the last one to go to sleep, but
Oh.
I'm not a morning person. But it was so easy to get up because I was looking forward to that trip.
It was
And what we were
fun
doing.
'cause-
Same.
And it was
Yeah.
so funny because Nicole wanted to sit on my bed. I'm like, no, man, I'm going to sleep. Here. gotta
You
go
let me
look."
sit there for a little bit.
For a minute. I'm like, hey, for a minute, man.
Yeah, and then she
You
was
were
like,
out
"All right."
2.5 seconds flat, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was so tired. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just not used to those hours, man.
Is that what we're doing for the next one?
yeah.
The same.
The same.
So we leave on a
routine.
Friday at 5 in the morning.
No, we leave it on a Saturday.
Saturday morning.
Okay, sorry.
And
yeah.
then we spend Saturday night.
and then come
We
back.
have a great breakfast the next morning, and then we go. To
That
the
was a
fair and we
good
come back.
breakfast. Yeah.
Okay, so the exact same situation. Got
Yeah,
it.
but
okay.
if this time, if we're going, we have to make it to the fair on time.
Oh yeah.
We were late.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got caught up with the weird bacon. I'm not weird. The really amazing bacon.
It
And
was.
what was the other
amazing.
thing? The pigs, hot pig.
It was
Whiskey.
the whiskey
Pig?
whiskey pig,
Something.
Yeah.
whiskey pig.
But it's because they
pancakes.
took forever bringing us our
That's true. They
receipts. We timed it. We would have been fine. But for something, I don't know if they got like a big group in or what, but it was the finalization of everything, like from
Yeah.
taking our plates
Yeah.
to bringing the receipts took forever.
So
Yeah.
this time if we do that, we're gonna have to chat with our waiter and say, look, ma'am, we have to be
Yeah.
out of here. At
Get our
this
receipts.
time."
Yeah, for sure.
When they
Yeah.
bring the food.
Or we have to get there earlier because there was a
Mhm.
line, if you recall.
Yeah, we did
I
still have to
recall.
wait.
I recall there was
Yeah.
a line. Oh, but it was really good. But maybe we just skip that and do a drive-through or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But to decompress and get
Many
yourself
ways.
recharged, just find your own niche
hmm
and
Sound
work
can
with
really
it.
help.
For sure.
Sound can help. I mean, on the way back from Oklahoma
We
City,
sang.
We sang.
That was so much fun. Like,
And I will tell you, singing is one of the things I do. And if I'm at a fair and I'm needing to decompress, I actually hum. I don't know if y'all know that.
well, that's also your light language, but yes.
I hum.
hmm
Yesterday I was humming "I Want to Be Loved by You."
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
love
And
that.
I'm sure they were just like,
be loved by you.
And
That
so
was really
I'm
cute.
I'm so sure that people were just like, she's over there humming.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
That's what I do sometimes because I don't know. There's just something with humming that really
I
Like,
read about it. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it is. There's
just-
actually
It's kind of
something.
a form of toning,
yeah.
Mhm.
which toning is absolutely getting you prepped or in the zone of light language.
Mhm. And
You
it-
know,
Cool.
And when you hit, I have a sound bowl, and so whenever I hit it,
Mhm.
and that noise is like,
Yeah, I love that sound.
yeah, that's toning.
I just love that,
hmm
and so like then I'll sudden start humming a song that has that noise in it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
And it's natural because we're just a big ball of frequency.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
So-
it's just a way to get your frequency staying high and trying to use your frequencies in the best possible way.
Yeah.
I'm sure the other people loved it.
But there are definitely forms of. So let's answer also kind of that question of the way we decompress, but how are great ways for people that go to attend the fair, great ways for them to decompress?
Ooh, I'm going to tell you, if I was telling someone, first off, I'm going to ask Nicole because she went to
I
the
did.
fair. How did you decompress? Did you have some readings?
Well, I'm glad you asked. No, I did not have any readings. I did have a lot of conversations and everything. Actually, at one
Awesome.
point, I did go back to my car in the middle of it and just like ground for a second. For me, so music is definitely, but also there are times when it's like, if it's just completely silent and I'm just by myself for a second. And so I just kind of like regrouped and then I was like, all right, went back in. Then I had a reading with Mari and I came back out. Because
then
I
I
was
came back
processing.
out.
It was
Yeah.
so much information.
That
It
is
was,
a lot of information.
it was
from Mari.
great information.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, man, and I could feel like the energy of it. And so, but yeah, there was so much energy in there too. So, but for me, I mean, I love going out with you guys afterwards. I do prefer it to be a smaller group. You know, I love meeting new people. For those moments, I prefer it to be people I already know just because I can just be me and
So
not.
did you find that the restaurant was just too chaotic too?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah.
okay, so it wasn't just like because we were like
No,
It
so
was
it's
just a
coming from her
general, yeah.
vantage point that
Net.
she was coming to the fair and we were reading at the fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you're mystic, you weren't using your abilities
wasn't,
in that
yeah.
moment.
Right.
But
you
it's
had a
great
lot
to
of
get those,
absorbing to do.
yeah,
Absorbing.
those opposing vantage points.
Which is what I was going to ask. I don't know how much time we have left.
we're doing all right.
We're doing okay.
Okay. I was going to ask with doing those readings, how do you keep your energy and not take on the other person's energy?
I set that as my attention from the very beginning. So I teach all my students this is my energy is mine. All others' energy is theirs. There is no exchange. I'm simply an empty vessel.
Okay.
And then if I start to notice I'm picking up an ache and a pain or something of that nature, I usually have some sort of sound near me, or I'll start transmitting light language, or I'll pick up some of my crystals I brought. And I'll just say, I'm cleansing, I'm clearing, I release, I let go. Something of that nature to just make sure I stay an empty vessel and I don't pick it up. And sometimes you'll see me and I'll get up to walk around. I just need to stretch a minute and move the energy.
Yeah.
So it just depends on that moment. I just let my body and my intuition tell me. What about you, Les?
I don't move.
Ah!
You know,
When I'm at the table,
Mhm.
when I'm at my table at a fair, I really like to sit there the entire time
Oh, I'd go
and
crazy.
not move.
but how
I
do you,
know.
okay, so, but how does that, I guess, do with your energy, like keeping
It
your
keeps
boundary?
my energy
Yeah.
in me, and I have a bubble with me.
Okay.
So that's where my energy is.
So it
I
stays.
know it just stays in my energy. And I've had people that came up to me and they were like, you know, I'm really anxious with crowds. And where I was at the Wellness Expo was right there on the corner where crowds are coming by all the time. And they were like, but I sat with you and I didn't feel the crowd. It's like you had somehow encapsulated us. I mean, I do encapsulate them, but it's still my energy is mine and their energy is theirs. But I stay in that bubble because once it's created, I feel like you want to keep it there. And that's
Yeah.
another reason why I don't want to get up from my table.
How do you create the bubble?
It's intention. It's purely intention and purely also asking my guides for this moment with us to be able to work together. And so they're in there too.
Nice.
And so, yeah, so it's kind of an intention and a request.
I like that. Yeah. 'Cause I definitely want to learn how to do that because I can feel when I'm starting to absorb everyone else's. And I'm like, oh, I'm so tired now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have people who call you and they literally complain, and it starts to get draining.
Yeah.
I know. I limit
Yeah.
my calls with those people.
I'm sorry, you have only 5 minutes to
No,
complain
it's like,
today, and that's it.
Sorry, something's happening over here. I
The
gotta go.
hotline's not open today.
Yep.
Call back later.
Yep.
But sometimes that does happen, and it is draining at times, and you're like, But I have to then recharge or rethink and go, they needed that help. And that's one of the things I'm here to do is to help others. So
Yeah.
step out of my own feelings of it
Mhm.
and let them have their feelings, and it's not my feelings, and
Yeah.
just kind of maintain myself.
For sure. I feel like there's a boundary there too, though, right? Because it's like you can only do that so many times with people.
So here's another thing.
If it's like a repeat person, that's like they only call to do that.
But here's the thing. Also, whenever I've told y'all this, whenever someone I'm reading with and they start to cry, because I am a huge crier. If you were to start crying right now, I'd cry with you. I'm not gonna lie.
Aw.
That's how I am. I cry with
Empathy.
other people.
Yeah.
It's my
Same.
empathy and I can feel their pain.
Yeah.
And so when I'm reading for people and they start to cry, it is funny because I have learned just to pull myself, just my upper body back 1 or 2 inches,
Yeah.
and it takes me out of their thing.
Wow.
And that's really what has made me not cry, because I can tell you, man, whew, one time I cried with this poor girl, and it was like I could feel her pain. And the funniest thing is she said that she goes, when you tapped into me, she said, I knew you felt it. And she said, I knew that you were the one. Because everyone else in the group, it was a practice exercise, and everyone else in the group had tapped into her relationship with her mother. I tapped into an abusive relationship with her boyfriend, her old boyfriend. And it was so heart-wrenching and everything. And so because her heart was so guarded now. And so, that's one of the things. But I've learned, like, that exercise gave me the ability to learn to kind of pull myself back, and it's just my shoulders and it's it's part of my heart too, is in my shoulder blades and stuff. So
Yeah.
you're pulling my heart out of it to where it's not affecting me as much, because
Wow.
otherwise the reading's not about them. It becomes about me and me
Crying,
crying.
yeah.
And I don't want to be about me crying.
Right.
I'm here to help them. So
Yeah.
But
And I'd
that-
say,
yeah.
like, as my empathic abilities, if I'm channeling or when I'm channeling, that's when I found it the easiest that I don't find myself crying with them.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a little
just-
easier.
It's really hard because being an empath, like I can
Oh,
walk up to someone and
I
I
tell
can
ya.
be like, "Oh, how are you today?" And I tell you, they tell you everything.
Yep.
Everything.
We're the bartenders.
And it is. It feels like the bartenders. And sometimes I do feel like, oh, this is counseling 101 I'm giving them and things like that. But, again, it's all about just, taking your time and finding what works for you. And so sometimes it's just pulling yourself out of their field a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap this up.
Yeah. It's that time.
So who wants to go first?
Go ahead.
Woohoo! She put the finger on you. Go, Ashwani.
I would say try several different things. Like literally, try water, try a shower, try whatever works for you. There's multiple ways to decompress, and it's literally you just going within to figure that out because it's different for everybody. So know your decompression methods. No. Our cheap entertainment pixie.
How about you, Nicole?
Oh my God.
Can you follow that?
No, I can't. Yeah, no, I really can't. I can't. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Leslie. What do you got
Okay,
for us?
So all I've got to say is find what works for you. Whatever grounding works for you, find a routine. Whether you're at the show, find a way to release some of that information. Sometimes you do get information overload, even at work or anything. It's just like anything else in life. Take a minute to yourself and really appreciate who you are and what you've been doing, and then give that away. All of that is just, part of life and trying to get your balance back. Grounding, recharging is a lot of getting your balance back.
I love that.
Charge your
Yeah.
batteries, man.
Charge them up. Yeah, I think what I take away is just the energetic boundaries, and your face, I'm going to leave it there because you guys can't see. I'm getting silly faces over here. All right. So
we're going to wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up.
We've been the Mystic
Mystic
Spilling
Spilling
the
the
Tea.
Tea.
I'm Ashwani, Southern Fried Psychics.
I'm Leslie Hall, the Purple Rose Psychic.
I'm Nikel, Rising Digital.
And we are the
Mystic
Mystic
Spilling
the
Tea.